Welcome to this episode on quilt101.com. Today we are going to be talking about our Simply Charmed pattern. All right, Simply Charmed. This is a good one. It is a staple that every quilter will do at some point, like if not all the time in their quilting career. So basically Simply Charmed means that we are using charm packs. And a charm pack is, they're 5-inch, right?
5-inch squares?
5-inch squares that come in a collection. Okay, so because a collection of fabric can have anywhere between 10 and 20 different types of
30 sometimes, yeah.
30 different types of patterns. And so what's really nice about charm packs is that you get
a variety like this.
Yeah, you get a huge variety. And they're nice because the squares, you can just use them in so many different things. So whenever you order a Simply Charmed quilt kit at Quilt 101, what it comes with all of the charms that you need. It comes with the binding that's pre-cut to the 2.5-inch strips, and it also comes with your backing that is pre-cut to the dimensions as well. And it also comes with a pattern. So you get everything you need to get going on your quilt.
And remember, those are your choices too. So
yes,
on the website,
you
choose what
you choose whatever you want. And so another thing we wanted to point out is behind us, these are two different charm or Simply Charmed sizes, yes. And so on our site, we offer a Simply Charmed baby, which is this smaller size. And then we also offer a Simply Charmed toddler, which is a little bit bigger.
And we also offer a lap, which is even bigger than this.
Yes, and a lap. So, I mean, there's lots of different sizes in this, but we just wanted to kind of show you the different sizes of the baby and toddler. So hopefully that can help you visualize the size difference and help you decide what size you need. So we are going to get started on the charm pack. So whenever you get a charm pack, it just comes in a stack like this. And you can put a design in it. I mean, you can see with this, our ombre one right here, we decided to go from light to dark. But this one here, we just did random. So it's up to you on what you want to do. But to get started, first you lay it out. You lay it out so you can see.
This is the fun part.
Yes, this is the fun part. So you lay it out so you can kind of see the colors you're working with, the patterns you're working with, and you lay it out, and
green,
so
it
looks pretty.
You can get a couple solids in there. Ooh, it's pretty purple.
Yeah.
Here's a green. How about a darker?
Yeah. So you just kind of arrange these until.
Ooh, I love
you
plaid.
like it.
There's a cute little plaid.
Yeah, it's adorable.
Maybe you don't want orange in there. How about a green? Let's put another green in there.
Yeah, I think that's good.
All right.
That's good. And so whenever you you would lay out everything all at the same time to make sure. So whenever you're doing this at home, just use a kitchen table, counter, floor, whatever, just to lay everything out so you can see if anything needs to be changed or whatnot, and if you like it. So to sew a Simply Charmed is really simple. And so what we do first is once everything is laid out, we have these numbered pins. And if you don't have numbered pins, what you can do is just get a piece of paper and write 1 and 2
like
and 3.
Like a little 1-inch square.
Yeah, and then you just take a normal pin and you pin that paper to the row.
Which works because I did that for years until I came across these pins.
Yes, but these pins do make your life a little bit easier. So with these pins, what you do is I'm going to try to work opposite,
we're working upside down.
But we are going to take the top left corner of the row, of the first square in each row, and we are going to put the number of row it is. And that just helps you keep things organized the entire time. So it's pretty crucial that that you have these numbered, whether it's with the pins or whether you just have it on a piece of paper. So once you have these numbers, what you do next is you stack them. So you just
simply place them right on top of each other.
Yep, and you just go right on top.
And I'll do the second one.
And then the nice thing about charm packs is that you can chain piece things, meaning that you don't have to keep, like you just do it continuously. You don't have to keep stopping your machine, cutting the thread, redoing it again. So you not only save on thread, but you save on time as well.
And I'm just going to add a little tip in here. So if you have like multiple rows, like 10 to 15 rows, whatever it is, you actually, when you pin these, you actually want to pin the whole stack together so they stay together. And you're always going to know this is the first block and it starts like this.
Yeah.
So we just have the 2 rows, so it's easy to keep track of those. So we're not doing that. But just remember that tip because it really will. It'll help you.
Yeah, if you're stopping in the middle of the project or something
who's
like
sewing,
that.
you or me?
Whatever. You
Want me to sew?
You sew.
Okay, I'm sewing.
You sew.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna get the iron heated up. Whoop. A little squeaky.
All right, so I just leave them sitting right next to machine. So I usually do the lowest number. So we got 1 here, and we've got 2 here. So for me, how I do it is I just pull the 1 aside. This is the next block in line, and I just flip it right over.
And then another note, I mean, I usually do like 4 or 5 rows at a time. Like I don't do like 20. That's way too overwhelming and gets things confused. But I mean, I do up to 5.
You know,
if
you had 4 stacked in here, that's about.
Yeah.
I don't usually go more than 4 because then it's just a lot to handle. But all right, so let's sew here. Go a little faster. And charm packs are great because you really don't have to pin them. They're just small enough that you can just use your hands to keep them together.
And then if you're wondering why a lot of the charm packs have these little like triangle borders, it's because it helps with fraying. So it helps the fabric to not fray as much, and it also helps to decrease bulk whenever, it just helps to decrease bulk in the quilt. And so that
is included in your 1/4 inch. So
yes.
So
whenever you, because I was confused with that whenever I first started quilting. So whenever you quilt with these, you sew the tip of the fabric is where the 1/4 inch starts, not below the triangle, because that will throw you off if you do it below.
And I use about a 2.5 stitch length. So on your machine, you just need to get the instruction manual and figure out how to change that. A 3 is getting a little bit big, and to me a 2 is a little bit
too small.
For this size of a block, it's a little bit too small. So that's about what I use. So here again, so I sew those, so I just lay the 1 right next to the 1 pile and the 2 right next to the 2s. And you just flip it right over on it. And you want to make sure that the top and the bottom stay even with each other. Otherwise you're going to start to get a little bit of a wonky row. I got that one. We are just sipping away.
Yeah, it goes really fast once you get in the groove of things.
All right, there's 1. Here's 2. I can just grab that one.
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of line it back up. Sometimes if you wet your little fingers, that helps you to adjust the fabric a little bit.
Gives you a little grip.
Uh-oh, hold on. I got a lost little soul there. Hold on, get back up there. All right, there we go. Uh-oh, got a little thread, it's a little bit caught here. Hold on. Got a thread that got caught in the foot. There you go, there's that one.
Oh, sorry, that one kind of
got a little
weird.
Wonky on me there.
That one did, yes.
All right, line it back up. Stitch away.
Perfect.
All right, there you go, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to take this over to the ironing board. And if you've watched our tutorials before, you know the drill. So we are going to have all the rows right here. So 1, 2, whatever. And the kind of the rule of thumb whenever it comes to ironing is with the numbers. So the odd numbered rows, so 1, 3, 5, you are going to start ironing on the side that has the pin in it, the 1. On the rows that are on the even rows, you are going to start pressing on the opposite side. So here's row 1, and the pin is right here. So we're going to start ironing on that side. So I have my iron that's nice and hot, and I'm going to hold this at a 90-degree angle, and I am just going to press it open, or sorry, not press it open, I'm going to press it, and so the seams go to this side. Okay, so there's row 1, and then row 2, so we have the pin is on this side, and so we are going to start ironing on this side. So I got the iron, holding it at a 90-degree angle, and you just slowly let it go, and so it gets a nice crisp line. And so that just allows you to be able to nest the fabric. I'll let my mom kind of explain a little bit more about how that works.
All right, so now for this demonstration, we're just doing 2 rows. You will have more rows than this. So here's 1, here's 2. Numbers help keep it in line, so I really encourage you to do this little trick right here. All right, so we got 1 and 2. We're going to flip 2 over onto 1. And the reason that we iron the way we do is because we want these seams to nest. And hopefully you can see this in the camera. This seam is going that way. The top seam is going that way. And that allows it to lay flat against each other. Otherwise it would create some bulk that you don't need to have. All right, so just pin at each seam intersection. So we're going to pin there. Just make sure they're nested up. Don't worry if there's any extra bulk in between. I'll show you how to work with that. We're just going to make sure everything lines up really nice. So we're just going to nest all those together. 1 more.
Doing so good.
All right, so we got those pinned. Now we're going to go back to the sewing machine. Ooh, they're a little dirty.
No.
Clean them. All right, so 1/4 inch seam allowance. You're just going to start sewing. So I always look ahead to the next pin. So I just make sure the block is still lined up right and the seam is nested. I take the pin out and I just hold my finger there and just run it through. And then as soon as I get to that seam, I stop. So look ahead, go to the next one. Make sure it lines up well. Sometimes you gotta pull it a little bit or ease it in. All right, so again, I just hold my thumb there. My thumb is holding that next seam intersection. So I just hold it. When I get there, I stop. Okay, look ahead. Next one's looking good. It's all nested nice, and the top and the bottom are even. All right, and I stop when I get to that seam. Look at the next one. So this one does not match up perfectly. So what I'm going to do, the bottom square is a little bit bigger. So I'm going to push that bottom square up just a little bit, get them nested, and then as I sew, I'm going to take my fingers and just kind of ease in that bottom fabric. So if you can see, I'm just kind of pushing it just a little bit, and that just kind of works in that little extra fabric. And there you go. So we're going to finish this up. Now I'll need to take out the number 2 pin, but I'm leaving the 1 in to remember that that is row 1 and 2. So even here at the end, it doesn't quite match up, so I'm going to match the ends. And I'm just gonna push my fingers just to kind of ease it in just a little bit. There we go. All righty. So hand it back over to Emily.
Thank you. All right, so now that we have these two rows sewed up together, we are going to first set the seam. Sorry, just lightly press that, and then I am just going to take this bottom, and I'm going to hold it at 90 degrees, and then I'm just going to press out, and that just creates a nice crisp line.
So on the seam itself, you give it a little bit of a hard push down.
Yeah.
And then you lightly press it out.
And then so it's light, light, you press, and then light, light. And then you just kind of, Mom, her intersections
Did I get
are
them
perfect.
matched?
They're perfect.
All right. Just remember to match those seams up and then ease in where you have to.
Yep. So that is the basics of how to do our Simply Charmed tutorial. Definitely give it a try. There are so many fun patterns and designs that you can make with these, and it is a lot of fun. So let us know if you have any questions, and happy quilting.
Good luck to you. Bye-bye.